Imagine this. One day you come home from work. You've been working all day and you're tired. You sit down in front of the TV. You turn it on, and on every channel, the news is on. All of a sudden, the President of the United States comes on and informs the American public that there has been an attack on U.S. soil. A tasteless and odorless biological weapon has been smuggled into the U.S.-Mexico border and has been introduced into the food and water supply. Tens of thousands have already been infected. Will you be next? Good afternoon. My name is Nicolas Reyes, and today I'm going to be talking to you about border security. U.S. border security is something that our government should be taking very seriously. I have done extensive research work on this topic, and we'll be talking to you today about some of the issues that we have with border security and some proposals to help fix them. I hope that after this speech you will have a better understanding of just how vital our border security is. First, let me begin with the problems that our border is currently having. Although there are many different aspects of border protection, I am just going to focus on a few and explain the problems that we are having with each. The first is manpower. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection currently has 22,000 personnel. This is more than they have ever had in their entire 86-year history. Unfortunately, even with this amount, they only have 873 of the 2,000 miles of border under operational control. Second is technology. SBInet is a type of physical security that is able to detect an entry, identify, classify the level of threat, and respond effectively and efficiently to it. Unfortunately, in January of this year, 2011, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Janet Napolitano, said that it was not a cost-effective enough program, and that they were instead going to use existing proven technologies. Now, you would think that the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, being a federal agency, would have no problem accessing federal lands, right? Wrong. Actually, they have to either get a written permit or permission from federal land management agencies before they can undertake operations. The Government Accountability Office did a report and found that there was a huge lack of communication, and which slowed down the process. But can you imagine the impact that would have on somebody not being able to pursue or conduct day-to-day operations because of that? The fourth is C. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, along with the Department of Homeland Security, tried to initiate a program called the Secure Freight Initiative. What they tried to do was test the feasibility of a 100% scan of U.S.-bound cargo. The Government Accountability Office did a report and found that it's unproven. So basically what this means is that there is no way that we can scan 100% of U.S.-bound cargo that comes into the United States. So what's being brought in, it isn't caught. Now I will go over some proposed solutions to the problems. I could get into the technicalities of each of the problems, but I'm going to attack it from a basic perspective. The first proposal that I have is for our federal government to take the politics out of the problems. Our national security should be the driving force, not elections. The second proposal that I have is for the federal government to take the advice it is given from the people that they've hired. For instance, the Government Accountability Office, which I had mentioned earlier, is set up and is an independent, not left-wing, not right-wing, it is an independent entity that is set up to monitor and hold federal government programs and agencies responsible and accountable. They observe and report and find deficiencies in the programs and route it up for it to be corrected. If they have identified a problem, the U.S. government needs to fix it fast. Each day that they don't, time waste, things can happen. The third and final proposal that I have is for our federal government to actively listen to our border state population. These are the ones who are experiencing border security firsthand. Border security isn't going to be somewhat of an issue for someone who doesn't live in a border state. That's just the way it is. People tend to not care about things that does not directly affect them, but let me tell you something. We don't want to wait until it's too late. In closing, let me make it very clear that I am not against the federal government, nor am I trying to bring discredit upon them. I just believe that our government needs to be more proactive versus reactive in dealing with border security. I've gone over some of the issues that our border is currently facing and some basic solutions to fix those. I hope that you have a better understanding of how our border security